All right, welcome to the second episode of the Client Corner Inside Ready for Anything. This is a series where we take a client, sit them down and basically give them a platform so that we can show some recognition for the journey that they're on and the successes that they've achieved so far. Today's guest is Jordan Kane, who is an online coach and dad, husband, and in my book, he's doing very successful. So welcome to the podcast, Jordan.
Hi Josh, cheers for having me on, mate. Really delighted when I got asked that. It's a privilege, mate, so yeah, cheers.
Brilliant, mate. No, really excited to have you on because I know that you're going to have a lot of good insights, especially into a lot of your running, a lot of your training, a lot of your work life as well.
Yep.
First question I've got for you is, I can't even remember what the first question was. I'm going to check. First question that I was going to ask you is like, take us back to when you first started working with us. So I think it was maybe like April or May last year.
Yeah, mate, that's right. Yeah, May I think it was. Yep.
What was life like in May 2023?
So I wasn't in a bad spot by any means. I was in a good spot. Like I'd only just ran my first sub 3 marathon in April in Manchester. So I was like being in the fitness industry myself. Like I do keep myself fit and stuff, but I just kind of finished that marathon block and I was kind of in a kind of no man's land area where I didn't really have a next big event, and I was kind of I'd kind of neglected strength training a bit more than I should have during my marathon block. I went from back-to-back marathon blocks. So in October I did Loch Ness Marathon, then pretty much went straight into another marathon block into Manchester, and although I was still going to the gym strength training wise, I was going through the motions really. Finished Manchester Marathon, was happy with that, but I was feeling a bit flat, like my strength was right down. I was just kind of going through the motions with strength training, and then I didn't really have another big goal, so I literally in the kind of 4 weeks kind of just running my own business, like my time was just getting taken up and I could just feel myself kind of going through the motions, fitness dipping, strength not where I wanted it to be, and I just kind of got to a point I was like, right, I'm doing okay, but yeah, I need something, I need more sort of focus here. I need another goal. I need to step it up a level because things were kind of slipping in terms of my standards.
Yeah. It's not like you came in a place of pain. It's like a place of, you know, there's another level. You know, there's more for you to give.
Yeah, exactly that, mate.
Definitely what you've came in and done as well. So, like when you first came in, what were your kind of expectations? So,
in terms of my expectations, I think, like known Christian, so I'd known Christian for kind of a couple of years before that, and I could see quite a lot of kind of similarities in the way Christian operates and like the level he's at. Like I took a wee bit of inspiration from that, and I was just like, right, I'm going to reach out because I know that I've got another level in here. And in terms of what I expected, I probably came in with kind of open mind, just like let's see what this is like. In terms of actual fitness coaching programs, in the past, I've had a few different coaches, but I think this was another level in terms of making sure we've got the community element in there. And so coming in, I had a bit of an open mind, but I was quite excited to come in and see what I could do, because I could see the way that even yourself, Christian, were all operating. And I was like, yeah, I need to get in and get in another level.
Yeah, definitely. See, as well, when you were saying about Christian being an inspiration, was that in terms of what he was doing physically and in business, or was it just overall?
Yeah, mate, a combination of both. In terms of obviously Christian running the business, I'm an online coach as well. How he was managing that while still operating at a high level himself. And yeah, mate, it was just, again, what I see it as is like getting into another room with like-minded people that are striving for more growth. And it's just like, yeah, I want to be surrounded by that.
Yeah, that makes such a big difference. So just for the people watching this as well, like we had our event last weekend and there's probably about 50 people at it as well, and it was just all like-minded people coming into the room and getting together and sharing stuff. I can imagine you had a few good conversations with people last weekend as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. And I think that's it. Like, you'll maybe go to your work, or I'm obviously slightly different because I'm in the fitness industry, but most people, like, they'll go to work, or maybe they're going to family dinners and things like that, and you probably can't dive into your fitness life, what you're going for, and too much detail, because I don't know, when I had my office job, I can remember I couldn't really chat about it in too much detail because people were like, all right, okay, there's that guy eating Tupperware again. Like, it's just like kind of over the head. Whereas when you're getting into rooms like this and you're speaking with people that are going for similar goals, striving, it's just like, it's inspiring.
Yeah, definitely is. One of the things you mentioned there was about having your office job. Take us back to that. So did you, I know obviously you were having like an office job, then you transitioned into becoming an online coach.
Yep.
What made you become a coach in the first place?
Yeah, mate. So I was straight from school, went to uni, studied accountancy, and worked as an accountant for probably close to 8 years. During that time, though, it was always like I was big into the gym, quite big into running, and any of my spare time I'd be researching stuff to do with the gym, working it, and always in my head I was like, I wish I could just find some way to get into the fitness industry, but I thought it was too late at that point, because I was quite deep into work, and I was like, how will I get in there? Then COVID happened, and I had a bit more time because we weren't doing anything, we weren't going out, we weren't doing anything, and I was like, right, you know what, I'm going to do my PT course online, see how that goes. Did that, started working with a coach at the time, then started helping out a few clients, then created my own page, started to get some own clients, and I was like, right, this is actually quite, initially it was always just like, yeah, I'll do this for your enjoyment on the side and that'll go, and then it started to get bigger, and I was just like, right, I'm just going to go all in on this, and yeah, mate, that's how the kind of transition happened. It was a bit of a risk to begin with, to be honest, but I kind of knew, and like, why did I want to make the changes? Because I kind of sat there and I thought, right, I'm just coming up for 30. Like, where could I be in this? If I stay currently in my office job, where can I be in the next 20 years? And then I would be looking up to like the director in the company, looking at his role and thinking, I was like, right, so do I actually want to do that? That's what I'm aiming for the next 20 years. And I was like that does not excite me at all. Like, doing this, I was like, I don't know if I could do that. And then I'm like, right, okay. Or I could just take a risk here, go and do something that I'm actually really, really passionate about, that I feel fulfilled about. And I was like, yeah, it's a risk, but I'd much rather take that and be like, right, okay, at least I tried that and had a go. And thankfully it's working well so far. But yeah, mate, 100% just down to, like, I think if anybody, I think nowadays it's a really, really good opportunity. I know you yourself are going to be making that transition soon as well. But it's like, in today's world, like, there's so many opportunities that you can do what you want to do. You don't need to be, maybe in the past 30 years ago, whatever, it might have been a case of you go into a job and that's you just need to stick that out, whatever. But nowadays with like internet, social media, you don't need to do that. If you can find something that you enjoy, honestly, it will change your life in terms of, if you can, like, I don't know, like a Monday now, people used to be like, oh, it's the weekend, the Monday. All the days I'm just buzzing for now, it's just like Monday, ideal. It's like, it's not like, oh, it's just Monday, I'm dreading 5 days of the week. It's like every day you're doing what you enjoy. So if you can find that thing, it doesn't need to be fitness, whatever it is, like, honestly, just go for it.
100%. I know exactly kind of how you're feeling and how you probably felt. Obviously, kind of been in that kind of position myself where I've done like the traditional path, go to uni, get your job. My job has got nothing to do with like what I've done at uni, and even now looking forward, and like, you don't lose the degree, you don't lose the experience, you've still got that. And I can imagine the stuff that you've learned over the years, like working in the office, being at uni, that you probably actually use now as well. Like, there's certain skills I think that's the whole purpose of uni, to be honest, is learning skills. It's not about what you learn, like course content. It's about learning people skills, communication, all that sort of thing, more than anything else. Because you could go and do like a degree in, for example, I done a degree in chemical engineering. I could then go and work in accountancy, but it's not really as if it's the exact same. It's not the same degree. Like, it's the skills that I learned, and that's what uni, I think, is fundamentally all about. It's going and learning that, and then taking it forward, because that's how you actually work. You don't need to know the second law of thermodynamics off by heart. Do you know what I mean? Exactly.
And most jobs you go into, it's like you're kind of just showing that you've got that kind of intelligence and competence that you can, because even in my accountancy role when I first went in, like the guys that I started with, I'd say like 50% of them didn't even do an accountancy degree. They just had a degree, and it was like, that's all they wanted. They were like, a degree to this standard, and it doesn't need to be in accountancy because you'll get taught the job when you're in. It's just, as you say, it's kind of showing you that you, like, they would just have to do more exams than some people that came in from accountancy. But it's just a kind of way to show that I'm actually a competent person, I think.
It's quite funny that, because I think there's like, it's definitely a generational thing where maybe like our parents think, like, you need to go to uni, get the job.
Yeah.
And then that's you set. But obviously now, like, I think COVID accelerated a lot of this stuff.
Definitely.
Where it's like, nah, there's another path here. There's another path to take. And obviously you jumped head first into it and just went for it. Do you feel a lot more fulfilled now?
Yeah, 100%, mate. Like, that's what I actually think. It sounds quite morbid, but then I've actually like, fast forwarded to the end of like thinking, right, on my deathbed, I want to be like, oh yeah, I kind of stuck in a job that I didn't really enjoy just because it was a safe and secure job and I just looked at spreadsheets for 30 years? Or did I actually go out, worked hard, help change people's lives? Like, there was only one answer for me there, mate, and I don't know if you're maybe feeling similar in terms of the job you're in. Like, you maybe don't hate that job. Like, I didn't hate my job. I didn't go, oh man, I really need it. Like, it was okay, but that was it. It was okay. Like, I wasn't getting the fulfillment. I wasn't getting any excitement. And it was just like, do I want to do this for 30 more years? Like, just being okay? I was like, nah. You want to go further there, and you want to do something that you get fulfillment of. I was looking like at other people in the industry, other people doing jobs that they love and that, like, having that fulfillment. I was missing that. So yeah, definitely got that now.
No, amazing. That's so good to hear. And you obviously run the Progress Project, and even now you're bringing on members of staff and stuff, which is really exciting to see that growing. Where do you see I can't even say that. The Progress Project going in the next couple of years? Have you got any big visions?
Yeah, mate. So it's just like anything. There's been great growth over the last couple of years, and it's just really to continue the direction we're going in, and really just impact as many lives as possible, similar to RFA and what it's doing. So yeah, mate, it's just to continue to grow, continue to like, I'm always going to be improving as a coach, and yeah, mate, just really continue to kind of go in the path we're going on.
Yeah, oh, amazing. So coming back to RFA then, what has been your biggest achievement since coming into the programme?
Yeah, so firstly, mate, I think the biggest change and the biggest thing for me was coming in and just getting that added intensity back. Like, I'm a coach, as I said, like, and people might raise their eyes and be like, you're a coach, why are you getting a coach? It's like, well, I'm also a human, and it's like, it's not as if I don't benefit from extra accountability, support, structure, like being in the turbo chats we use and having that soundboard with you guys, and just like, I benefit from all of that. And I think everybody should be looking to get a coach because of that reason. And as soon as I came on board, like, you just feel that the intensity just ramp up, and from there that then allows you to go to a next level. So I was wanting to go from a good spot to like a phenomenal spot, and I think without coaching, without having that extra accountability and support there, you probably the vast majority of people won't get there. I think you can make great progress on your own, but in terms of taking things to a new level and going from a good spot to a great spot, I think having a coach and surround yourself with people really takes things up a notch. And for me, since coming in, probably my biggest achievement was the sub 120 half marathon, because it was mad, actually. I remember when I mentioned to Christian, I was like, I wonder if I can push. So at the time, I think my half marathon PB was just under 125, and I was like, I wonder if I could push and go for a 120. But you'll know yourself, mate. See, when you're at that stage, it's probably easier to chop 5 minutes off if you're doing like a 2-hour half marathon to a 155. When you get down to the kind of sub 130s, even taking a minute or two off is
tough going,
it's tough.
It? Yeah.
So I was like, I'd need to take pretty much 5 minutes off, and I was just like, why don't we just go for it, mate? And that's another thing. Like, if I was just doing that myself, I would have probably went, I'll just try and get a PB, see if I can get to 123 or something. But I was like, no, in fact, let's try and go 120 and sub 120. And I had a look at the results from the previous year, and I was like, sub 120 was a good chance of getting top 100. And the Great Scottish Runs, I can't remember how many, but I think there's like 15,000 do the half marathon, so it's a lot of people. So I was like, if I can get top 100, I was like, that'd be excellent. So I was like, I said to Chris, sent a message like, let's go for that, mate. Let's see if I can get top 100. And it was actually mad. I actually came 100th. So it was, I got just what we said, and got in the 119. So that's definitely been my biggest achievement. I was buzzing with that.
Doing what you said you would do.
Exactly, mate. That was exactly it, man.
What was the training like for that? Obviously, like, did you find a difference when you were doing the the 3 hour marathon attempt, or in the between the two, like going for that sub 3 hour and then doing that sub 120, or was it quite similar in terms of
similar in a way?
yourself?
I think half marathon training is probably more intense in terms of effort wise, because you are trying to run at that speed. You can go for it a bit harder. Marathon training has got a lot more sort of longer, slower runs, whereas the half marathon for me is more about trying to get a time rather than time on feet. So yeah, in terms of that way, in terms of intensity, probably a bit more. But overall, mate, in terms of running plans, similar format, just a bit more intensity, definitely, with the kind of a lot more kind of harder sessions, shorter, harder, try to get to that pace. But I, mate, just that's biggest achievement so far, mate, definitely.
Amazing. How did you feel on the start line? Because I think how you feel on there is a good determination of how you're going to perform on the day.
Yeah, mate, went in feeling good, feeling fresh, wee bit nervous. Like, I'm somebody that's pretty public with my goal setting, so it's like I put that pressure on myself, but I do it deliberately. Like, a lot of people I know maybe want to keep their goals to themselves, keep it quiet, and probably fear that they don't get it, and also don't want to put that pressure on themselves. But I think you should, mate. I think having that extra public accountability, it just takes it up a level as well. So I did feel a bit nervous, but like, it's one of these things. See, if you've trained well and you've put in the work, you do just need to trust it and go for it. Obviously, in a kind of longer distance running event, there's a lot of things that do need to go your way in terms of conditions and things like that. And it was a great day. So it was actually, conditions were perfect, and I felt pretty good at the start. So I was like, got to go for it. So yeah, it went really well. But definitely, I think if we're talking about nerves and things like that, and don't want to put pressure on yourself, I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm all for making your goals public, mate.
I agree. I like putting it out there, because although it makes you vulnerable and puts you out open to criticism, you're like, well, I know I'm going to put in the work. I know I'm going to give it 100% effort to get there.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to be on that start line, having given all that, and I know that I'm going to give it 100% in the day. And if it doesn't go to plan, it's going to be something out with my control.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm going to give 100%.
There's some things you can't legislate for, mate. You might get cramp or pull a muscle during the race or something, or you might be unwell or whatever. Like, you can't do that. But if you've done everything you said and all the training's led up to it, then you've got to be happy with that.
That was one of the things that Ailey said last weekend. She was saying about focusing on the effort rather than the outcome.
Yep.
And I think that's quite important, because a lot of people, especially in January, they'll set these goals and they'll set the outcome, but they won't think about, like, right, okay, this is what I need to do to actually get to that.
Yeah.
Whereas you've obviously set that goal and you thought, right, this is the training I need to do. I need to follow up with this intensity on the day, follow up every training session with the same effort, same intensity to actually get there.
Yeah.
And then the outcome takes care of itself.
Definitely, mate. I think it's been mentioned before. It's just like falling in love with the process. Like, and if you're enjoying the process of it, like the goals will come. If you're enjoying the process and training really, really hard because you're enjoying that, like, the goals are going to come, mate.
100%. What would you say are the foundations of, I'm going to say, success? What would you say are the foundations of that?
So I think it comes down to, like, in our world today, I think a lot of people are looking for quick fixes and quick wins, and how can I get to this really quickly, and how can I get to that? And it's understandable, mate. Like, if you could get to something really quick, you would do it. Everybody would. But for me, it is just sort of relentless hard work and just putting in the reps, putting in the hours, and just doing that. Like, for me personally, like, I get up at, it's like work that people don't see. Doing the work that people don't see, and obviously I'm quite active in social media with my job and stuff, but like, I get up at between 4:30 and 4:45 every day, mate, 7 days a week. It's not just Monday to Friday, like 7 days a week I'll do that. I'm in that habit, I'm in that routine. Like, I can get a lot done at that time in the morning, and it's hard work, and it's just like, a lot of people might say, oh, he's done that, he's got that half marathon time or whatever, or he's just a good runner or whatever. But mate, it just comes down to a lot of hard work, I think, mate. I don't think there's any sort of magic thing in terms of, oh, you need to do this or that, but I think if you can just put in hard work and just be willing to stick to a process, enjoy the process, and just put in work as hard as you possibly can. But I think on that basis, in order for you to do that, you do need to have a strong purpose and goal behind that, because if you don't, then you're not going to be getting up and putting in the work, because if you've not got that, a lot of people I think lack that purpose, lack that big goal and strong focus as to why they're doing it. If you've not got a reason why you want to do it, then you're not going to put in the hard work. If you've got that reason, that purpose, that goal, and you're willing to put in the hard work, then you're going to be successful, man. You're going to get rewards for it eventually.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's why a lot of people feel unfulfilled in their job, because they're not having that purpose there. There's no thing for them to aim for, to say, like, that if you work towards this, you'll achieve X, or you can become this person. People don't really have that. A lot of people don't anyway, or a lot of people are just in jobs that they don't really like as well. Obviously, you're getting up really early in the morning, right? But I only got up half an hour later. But you've obviously got a family as well. How does that play into things?
So to be honest, mate, that's probably one of the reasons why I have to get up so early. So my oldest, she gets up pretty early as well. So in order for me to just get anything done, I do need to kind of get up early. But I've always been a kind of morning person, and it's probably when I'm at my best. So I like to get up, get a few things. Like, I've probably dabbled in every single thing you can think of with regards to morning routines, but kind of nailed it down to something that I quite enjoy, in terms of get up, go to the toilet, weigh myself, go downstairs, big glass of water. I'll then just go straight outside, whether it's pouring rain, freezing cold, whatever, just literally outside, 2-3 minutes, just deep breaths, just really wakes me up feeling good. I'll then just do a quick bit of movement, whether it's some squats, press ups, and then I'll go into sort of 15-20 minutes kind of stretching, and that all takes about 30 minutes maximum, but it just has me like feeling really good, and as if I've really started the day proactively. If my oldest isn't up by then I'll have a quick look over the plans for the day, make sure I know what's happening, and then it just means, like, see, when the kids and that wake up, like, I'm already like ahead of the game. I'm like, right, okay, I've got my stretching in, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling refreshed, I'm hydrated, I know what I'm doing today, cool, I can chill and speak, like, have a bit of time with the kids or whatever, and then before they go to nursery, then I'm attacking the day again. If I just waited and wake up when they wake up, I just feel like I'm kind of chasing my tail. I've woke up in a reactive way, if you know what I mean. So getting up early, like, it just works for me, and just really, really helps. And if they do sleep a bit longer, then if I've got an extra hour, I'll just get some work done. I'll make use of it. Like, one of the things that I just think people say, like, some people are like, oh, why are you getting up at that time? Like, what do you do all that time? Like, most people get up half an hour before they need to leave the house. Like, but I'm like, there's loads of things you could be doing. So yeah, mate, I've always been kind of advocate of getting up early, getting stuff done, especially if you live a busy life, mate, and you've got a lot happening. Maybe you've got kids, you've got a busy job. Like, if you can get a few things done before the kids wake up, like, you've got it in the bag. I always say to people as well, like, if you've got busy life, you don't know how work always pans out later on in the day, try and get your training session done early, because that's it done. I don't know in terms of your work, maybe you're planning a gym session at 5:30 and then a call comes in or whatever, or an email comes in and you're in work till 7 and it doesn't get done. If you've done that early on, then you've done it, man.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. It's one of the things that I always say is, I think that everyone that has a 9-to-5 job should train in the morning. Yeah. It's going to be way more efficient, because you're going to be able to get up, get that win in early, because going to the gym at that time in the morning, especially at this time of year, it's not nice. No. Going in and it's dark, and you come out and it's still dark. Yeah. And you're like, come on. But you're going to get to work, you're going to be feeling energised, you're going to be feeling like charged up. Yeah. Sometimes I walk into work and after having a good session, I'm like, right, yes, let's go. Yeah. I'm ready for it. Yeah. So that's really different to, like, other people, and this is obviously no fault of their own, but coming in and just being sluggish. Like, I don't want to be like that. I want to be coming in ready to go, ready to do what I need to do that day. And that's obviously what you're doing. You're getting up, getting yourself ready for the day, because being a dad and being a business owner and obviously running a household is not going to be easy at all. Yeah. So you need to get yourself primed, get yourself ahead of it, and so you're ready for whatever challenges come that day. Yeah, no, I think that is it, mate. I think, as I said, if I waited and just woke up when they woke up, it's just like, it sets me off on a bad foot, mate. I feel like I'm kind of much more stressed for that day. I just kind of struggle with it. And, mate, as you just mentioned, just talking about training, obviously the best time to train is the time that you can do consistently. You enjoy, some people enjoy training in the evening, but
I would say like the amount of benefits, as you say, if you work 9 to 5 or typical Monday to Friday job, like getting a session done first thing in the morning, like gets it in the bag, gets you feeling energized, gets you going into your work feeling much more productive, much like more alert. You then have a great day, and also it really helps with regards to your sleep at night as well. I don't know about you, mate, but if you've trained a hard session in the morning and you've worked all day, you're going out like a light at night time, rather than going home, training late, coming home still kind of buzzing for the gym, maybe not getting to sleep. Like for me, I think morning training, like hands down,
better, isn't it?
Yeah, so many benefits to it.
Yeah, it definitely is. I never used to train in the morning, and then I started training in the morning. It was just, I see my progress just go like that. Did you train in the morning when you worked in the office job?
Yeah, mate. I've always been, as I said, a kind of early riser. So always trained in the morning. Yeah, it's just something that's just worked for me. I know it's maybe a hard routine to break if you are somebody that trains after work all the time. Maybe you're not a morning person, but if you can kind of stick out that first couple of weeks and get into that routine, it's just, there's so many benefits to it.
Yeah, definitely. So in the last 8 months or so, is that 8 months? I think it is.
Yes, mate. 8 months.
Has there been anything that surprised you in terms of being an RFA?
In terms of like what I've done, or just in general? Like probably, like, it's maybe been a bit of a surprise to me in terms of how much you actually can achieve, in terms of if you put your head down and get to work and surround yourself with the right people, like you can achieve a lot more than you think. And we kind of covered it at the event last week in terms of Christian was talking about how the gap between like actual athletes and like an everyday athlete is kind of getting smaller because of like what the kind of knowledge we have now, what we can do. People get coaches, and it's quite surprising to me like how, like when you see some of the guys, like what they're achieving, what they're doing, like a lot of the guys probably would never have thought that was possible. And I think I think it has actually been quite a surprise as to what you actually can achieve. Even for me personally, like probably if you asked me 8 months ago after I did the sub 3 marathon, like could I run a sub 120 in like 4 or 5 months later, I probably would have said, I think that's a bit out of reach. But like just then putting your mind to it and actually going, well, why is it out of reach? Like, why can I not go for it? Like, just, yeah, there isn't, you don't need to place that ceiling on yourself. Just go for it, as you say. And yeah, I've probably been a bit surprised by actually how much you can achieve whilst still juggling everything else. Yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of people do put that glass ceiling on themselves and think, nah, I can't do that. It's too far ahead, or I need this long to train for it. But you probably don't need as much time as what you think. You'd be surprised at what you can achieve in the space of a year. Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. Yeah, definitely. What would you say has been the biggest kind of revelation you've had as well? Like, has there been any like mental breakthroughs that you've had? In terms of breakthroughs, so just trying to think. I think probably that for me coming in was the fact that I can still train with intensity with my strength training. I'd always been kind of previously either or. It would be like, right, am I doing a running event? Okay, then, well, my strength training will just going to dip, and I'll be hammering the runs, and I'll just go through the motions with training. All right, okay, I've not got a running event, I'll try and ramp my strength up again, and my running would die. And it was just like that kind of either or approach. Whereas now, for like that kind of revelation kind of moment of like, why does my strength training need to dip? Obviously, mate, like there is an extent there's a wee bit of give here and there. Like you're maybe not going to be entering powerlifting competitions at the same time as doing run events, but we'll maybe some people are, but I'm not. But just knowing that you can actually do both, like that's been a kind of a good light bulb moment for me. And just again, that was me, I think, mentally telling myself that in terms of like, well, I'm running, so my strength's going to naturally dip. Well, it doesn't need to dip. Like if I go and train with intensity, yeah, it's going to be hard. I'm going to have to work harder, but that doesn't need to happen. Yeah, it's like one of these limiting beliefs that people tell themselves. It's like, nah, I can only do this, I can only do that. It's rather than just saying, right, let's do both. Yeah. Just conquering that. Yeah, 100%. So you were saying there as well, obviously, that you're pretty open with your goals.
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah, no worries.
Right, what are your goals then for the next kind of 6 months to a year?
Yeah, so big goals been set. So first one coming up in a couple of weeks. So I want to try and get sub 35 minute 10k. Current PB's 36:46, so still a decent bit of time to take off. But yeah, sub 35 10k, going to go for that at the Winter Warmer run at Glasgow Green. So it's quite a flat course, I think. So hopefully, think again, I'll do all the training wise, but hopefully conditions and stuff are good, and we can get that ticked off. And then that ties into the next goals, which is High Rocks. So we've got High Rocks Glasgow, doing that doubles with my brother-in-law Raymond, who's also head coach in the Progress Project. So two of us are doing that. It's both our first High Rocks though, so we're just going in, we're going to give it a good shot. Raymond's actually been unwell and injured for the last kind of 3-4 weeks, so training hasn't gone as planned. So we're just going to go there, give it a best shot, get a feel for High Rocks. We should still do pretty well, hopefully. But I've then got solo High Rocks in Berlin. So me and Kirsten my wife getting a wee weekend away. Kirsten was a wee bit surprised when I told her that we're going away, and I booked her a solo High Rocks. So she's also doing High Rocks, but doing it solo. I told her that after I booked it. So, but no, she'll be happy with that. She's just getting into it as well. But yeah, that's going to be a big focus of mine. That's in mid-April, and I really want to try and get a podium there. With my running, I know my running side of things is good. I'm pretty happy with where that's at. And between now and then, it's only going to improve. It's just getting probably used to High Rocks and getting used to the rock zones and stuff. I'm not going to be naive and just expect to go there and just like finish really high up and smash it. I'm probably going to be humbled by it. But I'm going to set the bar high, as you said, mate. Try and get a podium there. If not there, I want a podium at High Rocks at some point in 2024. I know that's probably quite a lot of folks' goals this year, but I'm just really quite excited for High Rocks because recently, kind of any big event I've been doing has just been running. All running events, marathons, half marathons, 10Ks. Whereas this is like a really exciting one for me in the sense it's a bit different. Still a lot of running in it. So I'm really excited for it. Because yeah, I really love running, and just adding that wee extra bit of functional sort of training in there. So yeah, really excited for High Rocks. So that's my two sort of main fitness goals. I've also got my first ultra marathon. Well, I have run an ultra marathon, but it was unofficial. I've run the distance, but this is my first official ultra marathon in July. So that is Run the Blades up at the Wind Farm, and I'm hoping to see if I can get like a top 10 finish at that. So that's my three sort of big goals for the first 6 months. But we'll see how that goes.
That's insane. I know you. Obviously, the other day you sent in that picture after doing one of the tempo runs for your sub 35, and you looked absolutely done after it.
yeah. No, it's pretty hard, mate. It's like, what was it, 17.3 on the treadmill for 3 times 12 minutes. So it's like it's the pace is getting quick. So it is hard. It's actually quite daunting to try and see if we can hold that for a full 10k. But mate, we said it there. Let's go for it, mate. Let's go for it.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. I think you touched on a good point about High Rocks as well. It's good that you've got all these kind of different disciplines, and having that really strong running base is going to help. That's one of the things that I found doing High Rocks, was that you can be like quite strong and stuff, but you still need to be able to run. Like, you need to be able to run on compromised legs. You need to be able to run after doing some pretty hard stuff. So that will come in really handy, I think, when you're out there as well. Don't know if Kirsten told you that we actually met her in the gym. Me and Kieran met her in the gym.
Oh, I think she did mention. Yeah, she did mention.
And she was
that.
saying about like booking like a weekend to Berlin. Oh, but you're doing High Rocks as well.
Yeah,
and she was laughing about it. It was quite funny.
Yeah, no, she was laughing. Like, she was laughing at first, but I think she's quite happy. She is quite happy now because she is starting to enjoy the High Rocks style training, and I think it would be quite it's quite a good way to go and see like a different place, travel, do something when we're there. I know we're not doing it together, but look, we're going to do a High Rocks. She's going to do one, I'm going to do one, and I'm just still looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to
it'll be fun as well. Like, that's what I like about it, is like, because it is in these cities, you can go away, have a nice city break, enjoy a bit of sightseeing, a bit of travelling, and then go and do something that you love as well, like some sort of fitness event, and then just have a really good wholesome weekend. Yeah,
100%. No, I'm absolutely really excited for that.
Yeah. How are you feeling for doubles?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well, mate. I'm looking forward to it just being my first experience at High Rocks. I've only ever heard real good things from you guys and from anyone that's done it, and there's most people that have done it are going back for are going back for it and try to beat their previous time. So there's obviously something about it, and I really do like the fact that it's similar to running events, that anybody can do it. So it's not like, oh, you need to be at this level to enter or whatever. Anybody can go and do it, which I really love about it. But doubles, yeah, I'm not excited for that. We're going to kind of work out tactics, and we'll definitely be going really hard at it. But as I said, we're going to just go with the view of let's attack it as hard as we can and just see what happens, and just because I know for a fact, as I said, I'm probably going to be humbled by it in terms of the experience and how tough it is, and also just kind of the rules, and no doubt we're going to make mistakes of some sort. So I'm looking forward to just that experience, mate, and just getting that done.
Mm-hmm, definitely. In terms of like you on your daily basis, is there any mental hacks or anything that you tell yourself?
Yep.
Just to kind of break through barriers on a daily basis? Do you have to go through any like wee rituals or anything that you tell yourself to just push through?
Yeah, mate. So I think for me, it's probably kind of gratitude towards that. Like, I'm not going to say I'm sitting like really positive all the time, like I try and be, but like Carson will say that there can be times like if I've maybe had a double training session day and it's hard going, the kids are maybe playing up, like I'm shattered, like things aren't going well, maybe a bit of a grump, moody, and then I'm just like, what I always try and bring it back to is like, and this is something that you guys have been speaking about lately, is the fact that you get to do all these things. Like, I'm really lucky and I'm really grateful that I've got kids to be playing up. I've got a house that's a mess, that I can train really hard and be shattered from it. Like, I think it's just trying to always remind myself of that, and that really gets me going in the morning. And it's just like, as well, like having that strong purpose and goal for me. Having kids is just like I can't really get any much more of a bigger purpose than that. So just like always just kind of going back to that gratitude and my purpose, and just reminding myself of that daily, really, especially more in the times where I feel like everybody will get times where they're like struggling a bit, grumpy, like, oh, then if you remind yourself of that, it just kind of keeps you going and gets you back in line. And another thing on the gratitude thing, so quite funny, happened the other night. So Evie, my youngest, she still sleeps in the cot, and she's going through a stage just now where she wants me to lie in beside her to get her to sleep. So I'm squishing into this cot every night, and like quite often I'll just fall asleep in the cot as well when she's sleeping, and I'll wake up like 40 minutes later. But see, because I'm just squished, like I'm waking up with like pins and needles down like one leg quite a lot of the time. And what happened was, like, I was half sleeping and I tried to climb out the cot, and I just put my foot in the ground and I just fell. And I was just like, see, half sleeping, I was like, I can't feel my leg, and I thought I'd lost feeling in my leg, and it felt so real. See, because I was still half sleeping, and I was just like, I can't walk, I can't run, can't do high rocks. And I just started like absolutely like freaking out. And then once I started kind of coming round a wee bit more, I was just like, oh, it's pins and needles in my leg from lying in the cot. And then feelings started coming back and stuff. And I was like, but see, just that like split moment, it just sent that feeling of fear and natural of just like, I can't walk. And it was just like, it just made you think again, right? Even the small things like that, like, so grateful that you can walk, you can train hard. Like, people don't understand, like, see, the ability to run, to train hard, to exercise. It's like such a privilege. There's a lot of people maybe out there that's maybe suffered injuries and stuff that really want to do that but can't. And it's just like, just if you can constantly, when times do get kind of overwhelming on top of you and you're feeling a bit kind of, just think, right, actually, where am I? What have I got? What am I grateful for? And it can really just change the mindset, I think, and that's probably one of the biggest things for me.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. It's really nice as well. You're obviously relating it back to your kids and stuff, and being grateful for everything that you've got with them, housed, all that sort of stuff as well.
Yep.
You get any other sort of mindset hacks, like if you're in the middle of like a hard session,
yeah,
and it's really tough, what do you tell yourself during that?
So during the hard times, so for me, I'm quite big on visualization. So, like, for me, I'll visualize quite heavily before like events and things. Like, what will that be like if or when I get this? Like, so for me, to say the sub 120 half, I'd be like, right, imagine, like, visualize me going through, it's under 120, I've got 100, like, I get in the top 100, like, I'm buzzing, I'm like, I'll just really visualize that. I visualize giving the wee ones a cuddle at the end and they're buzzing, getting pictures, and just like visualize all these things in quite a lot of detail. I'll also visualize like me having publicly announced my goals and being able to share that I've done it. I also think about, well, what happens if I don't do that? So like, see all these things that I've visualized, see if I'm deep in a hard session, like I try and like bring them back into my mind and think, like, you need to get this, you need to get to that. Like, if you don't, like, obviously, as I said, we might not, but having that there and having those visuals, having that thought process during an event, it does drive you through it. And there's always going to be ups and downs through most events. You'll probably agree, mate. Like, there'll be times where you're feeling really good and you're like, yeah, I'm flying now. Then there'll be times where you're like, right, I'm in a lot of pain right now. Yeah. I'm really finding this hard. And it's just during those times that you think about these things. I think about that and go, right, you don't want to let yourself down, these people down. You want to get to what you visualized, and just think about things like that. It just like gets you through it. And it's normally only a relatively, I know Christian will disagree when he's talking to me about the Keltman and he was doing that for about 9 hours on the bike, but a lot of the time it's maybe like if you're on a run 1 kilometre and then you kind of burst through that and you get another wee bit, and you'll maybe do that a few times. Yeah. But it's just about trying to get through those wee parts, and that's probably what I do, mate. I'm quite big on sort of visualisation, kind of gets me through a lot.
No, that's really good. That's a really powerful tool.
Yeah.
Has there been any goals that you've said out loud and publicly that you've not achieved?
Yes, mate. So sub 3 marathon, the first time that I went for it, Loch Ness marathon, I'd said beforehand that sub 3 is the goal. We're going to get sub 3, and just I was kind of humbled by the course at Loch Ness. And Loch Ness is a weird one, mate, in terms of if you look on like the elevation, it doesn't look too bad, apart from one big one about 30k. You think, right, okay, I'm prepared for that. But the reason it doesn't look bad is because it's just so much up and down. So see, across the course of a kilometre, it's kind of, the actual kilometre elevation is flat because there's up, down, up, down. So in my head, I was looking at it and going, see, most of that course is pretty flat. And then it goes up at the kind of 28 mark, so I'll prepare myself for that. But honestly, mate, it was up, down, up, down, up, down. And like, it just, the legs, just by the end of it, mate, I just didn't have it. And I came in 3:03. And yeah, mate, that was obviously a disappointment for me, having put so much into it. And again, it's probably just down to me not really understanding that it was going to be, I probably should have done more hill work beforehand. But it's just one of these things, never achieved it. But what I didn't do is go, I never achieved that, I better not try that again. The next thing I did, like 2 days later, was book my next marathon to say, right, okay, what have I learned for that? Because that's what I think a lot of people should do, is, right, set a big goal. If you don't achieve it, like, don't be thinking it's a failure. Just think, right, okay, what did I learn for that? What can I do to actually go and achieve the goal? Because that's one thing I will do, is like, if I do say I'm going to achieve a goal, I'm going to work to get to it, even if it doesn't happen the first time. Like, if I hadn't got the sub 3 at Manchester, I'd have signed up for another marathon, and I'd have kept doing it. I could have kept doing it until I've done what I said I would do. So, yeah, mate, that's probably the biggest one, that I've kind of set a big goal publicly. I've probably only really started announcing them publicly since I've been a coach over the last 2-3 years. I've been like publicly announcing them. So since then, that's been the kind of biggest one.
Yeah. What was your biggest lesson from that marathon? Was it the hills?
Yeah, mate, so probably hills. Also, just to, like, training wise, I think I probably did more the second time in terms of just running more, mate, in terms of getting more miles in the legs, just running more, increasing the volume, and just getting better at running. Running is very similar to, like, if you do bench press, for instance, and you're doing it every week, reps, putting on weight, getting better, getting stronger. Running's similar. See, if you're just running, the more and more you run, like, the better you get at running. Your body becomes more efficient at running, and you don't always need to be going out and smashing rapid paces. Like, it's just about, like, if you can get miles in, easy miles, lots and lots of easy miles, like, you're just going to be getting better and better and better and more efficient. And I think for me, learning that and that, not to worry too much about constantly try to go out and run marathon pace, because I would be quite. I know I did do a lot, a decent amount of easy running beforehand, but I was always kind of worried. Oh, I'm doing easy running. I'm not hitting my marathon pace. Like I don't know. And I would feel kind of a wee bit like worried. I don't know, maybe anxious. Like, can I still hit that pace? And I'd be like, right, okay, maybe I would just add in a bit at the end of my run for 3 or 4k to hit marathon pace just to make sure I still knew how it felt. But it's just like, don't worry about that. Like, the easy running is really, really beneficial and just about getting more and more miles in.
Yeah. If it says zone 2, do zone 2.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And that's a hard one. Again, a lot of my members and clients in the Progress Project are similar. Don't like doing that, but you trust that there'll be a lot of people in a similar boat. It's just, you do need to trust that the easy running is very, very beneficial.
I've definitely learned to enjoy zone 2 work.
Yeah.
It can be quite boring, but it's actually quite rewarding.
Yeah.
Because when you finish it, you almost feel, not if you've got more in the tank, but you feel like quite refreshed. I feel, not, you don't come in and be an absolutely burst.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like, right, okay, that's really good. I feel pretty well recovered after that. I feel quite upbeat.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'm good to go now.
And I think the zone 2 work is really, really, what I really enjoy about it is if you're maybe wanting to do a session with somebody, like it's a great session to do like with someone else that you can just chat away, talk. Like me and Kirsten will go out some long runs and stuff, and it's excellent. And then also if you're just thinking, you can actually think about things, and sometimes I'll just have no headphones for a while and just like actually get some deep thinking going, which we don't do very often these days. Whereas if you're going at hard effort, like you can't really think anything else. You're just like you're really pushing hard. But zone 2 works a lot of benefits, have we?
Do you run with headphones in?
So yes and no. So I'll run with, if I'm going for a hard effort, if it's kind of like those 3 times 12 minutes at a really fast pace, or if it's a 10k hard effort, like I'll put in just like music, just like fast paced tunes, just to kind of keep me going through that. If I'm going on a zone 2 run, like, to be honest, I'll probably either have no headphones or a podcast or audiobook. That's when I'd probably listen to, like, I'm not worried about thumping beat music. It's just more kind of chilled. So zone 2, yes, I'll sometimes wear them or sometimes not. Hard effort, yes, I will. But another tactic that I've utilised in my last 2, both marathon and half marathon events, is don't use the headphones straight away. So if you're going to an event, it's pretty much a hard effort. So try and keep for the first half of the race, try and keep your headphones out. And what happens is when you actually put the headphones in halfway, that gives you a boost. Like, actually listen to the music and think it's like an extra wee tool in your armory there that you can use, and it's really, really weird. It's like if you just put the tunes in for the start, great, you've got the tunes, but you don't get that boost. It's a weird one. It's something I tested out in training. I think I heard someone say it, and I was like, I actually do feel that. I actually in the lead up to that Loch Ness marathon, I'd kind of done something to my hip. I had a bit of pain, so I was trying to run on flat quite a lot. So I had 28k run to do and try to run around East Kilbride and keep it flat. It just wasn't happening. So I actually just went to the track and did 28k around the track. So it was like 70 times, I think. So that was pretty tedious. But I actually did the first 14k with no headphones. So it was just no headphones, just running around the track with nothing. Quite a mental challenge, that one. But see, when I put the headphones in, that second 14k, man, I was flying. I just felt it was like that actual buzz I got for it. So that's a wee bit of an interesting one with regards to headphones. If you haven't tried that, then definitely give it a try. It's a wee tool there.
I've tried that as well. I went out the other day just without any headphones in, just on my full 80-minute run, no headphones, felt great after it. And I've been in races as well. The first ultra I done, I went out with no headphones in. And see, when you do these races, you notice yourself, there's other people there, you're quite buzzed up already. Like, you don't need that. Like, it's just like having 2 coffees at the same time almost.
Yeah.
So it's like you're just going out, like you've got every day there's a buzz, your adrenaline's pumping, you're ready to go, and enjoyed running with my headphones in. Then it got to a point and I was like, right, okay, it's time, like,
yeah,
we need the big guns to come out now.
Exactly, mate. It is. It's definitely.
No, that's what an underrated trick.
Yeah.
Doing that, not having your headphones in and then using them when you really need them. I've been doing a lot of my zone 2. I've got a zone 2 bike.
Yep.
During my training at the minute. And I've been going in and sitting, and I've got my Kindle I sit and read my Kindle when I'm on it, and it's so fun.
Aye.
It means that that's my hour to like just relax on the bike, keep the legs moving, but also read a book as well.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Definitely, mate. No, I'm loving the Zone 2 stuff now as well. Definitely.
Is it a bit easier as well doing that rather than doing the hard efforts?
Aye, mate. It's my kind of relaxation time, going out in the Zone 2 work.
No, good stuff. What would you say to someone who is thinking about getting a coach?
So 100%, mate. Like something I've said in the past is I really think coaching should be, I know to most coaching is like a luxury, but I think coaches should come under the same sort of, if people are putting in their monthly budgets like gas, electricity, mobile coaching, like it should be a kind of staple. And the reason for that, mate, is just like the accountability, the support. It's just, it takes things up a level for everyone, regardless of what spot you're in, whether you're in a really place of pain, whether you're really thriving, like getting a coach is going to really take it up a level. From whatever level you're at, you're going to get it taken up a level. And I think, as I said, you can make a lot of progress on your own. Like, I'm not going to say people can't make progress without a coach, so you can, but for the vast majority of people, you're not going to hit your potential if you're doing it alone. And that's not because you don't know what to do, it's more because you've not got that external push, you've not got that external soundboard, you've not got that support, the structure. Like, as I said, it takes things up, it just adds that level of intensity. You've not got the option, or of course you do, but like you're a lot less likely to be, I'm feeling tired, I'm going to miss the gym tonight, or I'm not going to get up tomorrow morning for the gym, just going to leave it. Like, if you've got a coach there, then you've got that accountability, like you're going to do that, or you're a lot more likely to. And I just think that having a coach is just going to, it just makes, it'll just make you not only improve your fitness, but just improve in general, just like level up your life really. So yeah, mate, I think if you haven't ever had a coach before, 100% try it. When you think about the money that we all spend on things that don't serve us really, that negatively impact us, I'm pretty sure that most people, if they reviewed their bank at the end of the month, could find areas where they're like, did I need to spend that? Did I need to spend that? Like, oh, that's not serving me. Like, when you look at how much you spend on things like that, like investing in your own health, like for me, that's the top. That is the top priority. Like, I know obviously work comes really, really high because you need to get money, you need to like feed your family, you need to have a roof over your head. Of course, that's the case. But if you've not got your health, like, you're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to look after the kids. You're not going to have any energy. You can't do anything. And also, if you've got your health, you then perform better at your work. You then do better. It escalates into other areas of your life. So an investment in your health, to me, and I'm not just saying this from a biased point of view, like, whether I was a coach or not, like, investing in your health is like the best investment you can do. I've started really, really looking at what I put into my body in terms of like the food and stuff like that, because I want to operate at a really, really high level, and this is your only body. Like, if you want it to be performing well and as good as it can, you need to be healthy, you need to be treating it well, you need to be fueling it well, and you've got a lot better chance of doing that if you've got a coach in your corner, mate. So 100%.
Yeah, there's a misconception as well where you should only be getting a coach if you're in a place of pain or you need lots of help or you're struggling. But like we said at the start, like, you weren't in a place of pain. It was like a place of, no, there's more to give. There's more potential, and there could be people watching this who are in that position where they feel like they're hitting this roof, they're hitting this ceiling, but they just can't get past this barrier.
Yep.
And they just need that extra accountability, support to get them through it and get them onto that next level and get them through to the kind of uncharted territory and show them what their full potential is.
Yeah, definitely. It's even just that external someone else having that belief and just like maybe giving people the belief that they maybe didn't have. And yeah, mate, it's just like a lot of people won't know what they're capable of. And like, that's became one of my goals, like, over the last couple of years, is like, I want to try and reach my potential, whatever that might be. And I feel like to do that, having a coach is one of the best ways to do it.
Yeah. People won't often know what their they're capable of. As you said, it takes that external person to see it and help that person then realise it as well. Like you obviously you'll know this as a coach, but people will be like, I don't know if I can do that, and you'll be like, no, you can. Like I know you can do that.
Yep.
But it's now down to you to believe it and to believe the story, or not unbelief, but like stop telling yourself the story that's not true.
Aye.
That makes sense. It's down to that as well. But what would you say the number one thing about Ready for Anything is?
So for me, it's definitely having like yourself, Christian, now really just in like a WhatsApp chat, just having that contact there that you can just reach out. Like sometimes I'll just voice note in it, and even just voice noting something like to somebody in terms of like your queries or struggles or whatever, it can actually just literally putting it out there can actually go, oh, actually, right, okay, it can just really, really help. And I think just having that support there and just being in a room where there's people striving for more, people striving for growth, people you can take inspiration from. It's just surrounding yourself in a better room, really. Like if I compare myself to like an old office that I've been in, it's just people moaning, grumping, this is rubbish, or what's the weather like, this is like, whereas being in a room, like, or in a WhatsApp chat, or the rooms and the events, whatever, like, it's surrounding yourself, that like you go away lifted up and boosted from that. It's not like most other places, your work or whatever, where you're getting brought down, you're getting lifted up, mate. And I think that's the biggest thing.
A rising tide raises all ships.
Yep, exactly, mate. Exactly.
It's that, isn't it?
Yep.
Touching on your turbo there,
yep.
One of the things that you do really well, and I know this happens every week, I know it's going to come through, is on a Sunday when you send us your wee rundown of the week.
Yep.
So inside Ready for Anything, obviously we've got the 7 success foundations, and one of them is communication. And your communication is really good with us. That was one of the things we picked out, like when we were discussing who's going to be on the podcast this month.
Yep.
And that was one of the things we picked out and noticed that this is one of the things that you do really well, is that you send us that wee rundown of like what's going on. Like, this is what's happened this week. This is my food. This is my sleep. This was where I'm at. And then this is my training plan for the week. And you do that off your own back. It's not like we ask you for it. You just do it.
Yeah.
And it's really good to see you taking ownership of that, and really good to see like how you've developed and grown into that, and it keeps you accountable. Like, you're putting it in there for us to see, and then so we can say, right, okay, we know that Jordan's doing his strength and conditioning on Tuesday morning, so we'll go in and check, like, how did it go on?
Yeah.
I really like that. It's really good it keeps us all in line on what you're doing.
Yeah, again, that's added accountability for me as well. Just saying that, messaging that, literally that message for me to say, this is what I'm doing this week. Right, that's what I'm doing this week, because I've put that out there. So unless something untoward comes up, that's what's happening. So again, it's added accountability for me.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. So I think I've got one more question.
Yep, go for it, mate.
Right, okay, last question for you today. If there is someone on the fence at the minute about getting a coach, I know we kind of touched on it already, but getting a coach or even joining RFA, there could be somebody watching this who's maybe seen a bit of Ready for Anything and thinking, okay, what is that? What do we do? Like, if you could sum up Ready for Anything in one word, what would it be?
One word. I'd say inspirational. Yeah. Just in terms of, as I said, coming in, like, as yourself, Christian, like, doing a lot of great things, but not only that, there's a lot of people in the programme doing great things as well. And I feel that, like, again, I kind of touched on that, I'm kind of repeating myself a wee bit, but just being surrounded by a lot of people who are either doing better than you or doing big things, it then forces you to then kind of step into that as well. So yeah, anybody kind of on the fence about things like that, it's just like, how long are you going to sit and wait? Like, what are we wasting time for? So yeah, mate, I would say definitely.
Good stuff, mate. I've got another question.
Yeah, go for it.
How long were you on the fence for? Were you on the fence?
Probably, mate. I'd probably say, since I finished that marathon blog, I know it was only maybe 6 weeks or something, but it was probably from that full time after that, because I was like, after it finished, I kind of toyed myself like, oh, I'll just maybe go into this half marathon block, which was like the next October, like myself, and just see how I go. And then like part of me was going, nah, man, you should go straight into another block of coaching because you know the benefits of it. So then I kind of swayed in things probably for about kind of 6 weeks or something like that. And before I was just like, ah, man, need to jump in.
I think that was right, because I remember meeting you at an event. Yeah, it was not long after you done the 3 hour, and I was obviously congratulating you, saying that was amazing. And then it was not long after that.
Yeah.
So that was, I was trying to put the time frame in my head, but I wasn't sure exactly how long it was.
Yep. That would have been it. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. No, thank you very much for coming along today. Obviously, been a busy week, busy weekend as well. So really appreciate you taking the time to come on and do this.
Yeah, no, it's been enjoyable, mate. Thanks very much. I appreciate yourself and Christian selecting me to come on. Been really delighted when you asked me. So yeah, hopefully it's been valuable, and hopefully the guys that listen back can take some value from it, mate.
Thank you. All right, that has been the second episode of the RFA Client Hot Seat. Links will be down below for our Instagram. So we've got kdh.readyfredden, josh.readyfredden, and now ailes.readyfredden, because she's now part of the team. And for Jordan, what's your Instagram?
So I'm at the Progress Project _Jordan.
Excellent. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please also like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.